This is Professor Darif Seitz. This Java tutorial demonstrates formatting. We're looking at two formatting classes in Java, decimal format and number format, both in the Java text package. Decimal format is a direct subclass of number format. Decimal format makes use of pattern symbols and patterns that contain sequences of these symbols. A zero is a required digit position. If there's a zero in that position, it's not suppressed. It's going to be shown because it's a required position. A pound sign is an optional digit, and if there are leading or terminating zeros in those positions, they will be suppressed. They will not be shown. A decimal point is itself, a comma is itself, a dollar sign is itself, a percent sign is itself. However, the meaning is that the number is multiplied by 100, so 0.05, 500ths would become 5%. We have a main method here. All of our output will go to the system console. First, we instantiate through new some decimal format patterns. One's a currency pattern with the dollar sign symbol there, a triad separator. The commas will automatically replicate as needed to the left, and we're going to require 2 digits to the right. Even if there's a zero on the far right, we're going to require that. The next pattern is for fractions, and we're going to show at most 4 digits to the right there. Anything beyond that we're not going to show, and they're not required positions, but that's what we would allow. For large integers, we have the triad separator, the comma, that will float to the left as necessary. Percent, we have a percent sign, required 2 digits to the left, required 1 digit after that, and then we float to the left, and that will replicate as well, that float. Format time segment is simply 2 required digits used for hours, minutes, seconds. So that's the decimal format formatters, and we have 5 of them there. Then number format is instantiated differently. It uses what's called a static factory. Number format has a static method, getCurrencyInstance, that will give you a currency number format. We call that format currency with an NF at the end for number format. And there's also a static factory for getPercentInstance that will return us a format percent formatter. It's important to know that not everything in the Java class library or other libraries is instantiated with new. There's this concept of static factories, and this is an example of that. Next, we have our data that we're going to test these patterns with. We have 4 currencies of various kinds, some fractions. So this one happens to be pi to a certain precision, and this is the E, the natural base there for exponentials. A couple of other fractions, some percent test values, some test values we'll use with the large integer formatting pattern, an hour, minute, and a second to use with the segment, time segment pattern. The output will annotate itself with messages to show exactly what's going on, to show the actual data values before, and then apply the formatting by using these actual formatters. So first we have decimal formatters, the currency group happening first, and then the fractional group next, the large integer group after that, the percent group, and here's the time segment group with the hours, minutes, and seconds, and we're going to separate them by colons in the output. Then we switch over to the number format class using those formatters, the currency number formatter on the dollar amounts, the currency amounts, then the percent number formatter, and finally we're going to do the percent number formatter again, but this time we're going to call a setter on it first that will set its minimum fraction digits to be 2. Let's go ahead and run this program. Here's our output. This example demonstrates formatting. The following use the decimal format class, first the dollar amounts with this currency pattern. The data is here and the formatted data is there. Notice the automatically replicating comma, the triad separator there. Fractions, 4 digits of precision max, and we suppress if it's not needed, like this 100.11. We don't need those other 2 zeros there. Large integers with the triad separator as needed. Percents, notice 0.0575 becomes 5.75%. 1 is 100%. 2.75 is 275%. Here's our time segments. 8 hours, 25 minutes, 2 seconds becomes 8:25:2. The number format class, using its currency formatter, looks very familiar. Currencies, what we would expect currencies to look like. Percents, notice however here with the percents, with the number format, they're rounded. There's no fractional part. That's why we set the minimum fraction digits to 2 to use that same formatter with that different field setting, and we now get 2 decimal places of precision. Let's go back now to the code. So we have demonstrated these 2 formatting classes and exercised them on various data to see how we can make our output look the way we want it to look.